his whole life. See, this is the type of power women have over dudes, especially at this detrimental age of 15. And it's like, they act oblivious. She's like, wait, what are you mad about? Why are you dragging your futon away? You just ruined his life. So a couple weeks ago when the whole spring season was starting and there was a lot of new shows coming out, I saw this show be talked about briefly and it looked cool, but I never really got invested into it and just never really had the time to watch it, especially with Hell's Paradise and Oshinoko and all these other shows. And it was sort of one of those shows where it's like, I'll look at it, I'll think to myself like, oh, okay, this looks like it's a cool show, but I'm probably not going to end up watching it. That's initially what happened. But I was sitting here and I was trying to decide like if I should continue some shows or if I should start something new, and I really didn't want to finish up some of the shows that I was already watching right now. So I was like, I might as well start another one. But I'm 2 episodes into the show, so if you haven't seen the first 2 episodes of Heavenly Delusion, just let you know there will be spoilers in this video. But no, one thing I noticed with this show right off the bat, the art style and the animation is very, to me, I thought it was like Studio Ghibli-esque. I don't know, like it really felt like a modern old look to it, but like in like a Ghibli film. I know this is not by them either, it's just that's the type of feel it was given to me. And again, I didn't know what to expect with this show. All I knew is that this shit looked nice, like a lot better than some of the mainstream shows going out right now. And it's just like the angles and the camera shots that they were getting, it was just clean. Like the shit looked nice. And it seems like we're in some sort of dystopian society, but there are like technologically advanced parts of it, like with the kids that they show off in the initial first couple minutes being in school, being taught by robots. But then we pan over to these 2 kids just roaming through the wasteland, just searching through someone's old house and all this stuff. And this kid is calling this girl sis, so I'm thinking they're related by default. You know, that's just what one would think. So she's squatting one out and he walks past her and she's like covering up and he starts blushing. I'm like, what's wrong with this nigga? It kind of confused me at first. I'm like, why is he on this type of shit right now? This is your sibling. But again, like the whole world and just all the shots and like the art style of this show, it really like it's really comfortable. And I really just like the setting. And we're walking down the street and we run into our first typical post-apocalyptic goons. You know, they're just roaming the streets doing whatever. They have nothing better to do to try and better themselves. So you know what? Let's bully some kids on the street. Why not? And this low-budget Albert Einstein-ass dude really disrespected Maru, which is the boy, because he said, oh, look, we found ourselves 2 women. Who the fuck? It is one thing if he looked like a girl. He doesn't even look like a girl. But he hasn't had dental care in the last 15 years. Same thing with this dude right here. He looks like he's wearing those fake teeth that you buy from Walmart to try and prank someone. He went in veneers and got himself skyscrapers. And I'm just gonna let this man be, because I'm not gonna even get started on this fucking hairline. There's no point in rocking this unless you got some Bosley or something. If you might as well shave it off, you would probably be more aerodynamic anyway. Just when I thought life wasn't worth living, we got ourselves 2 girls. Yo, nigga, I'm a man. I don't know what you're talking about. I am also a man. And this is how you know these dudes have been MIA for the last 15 years. Any person that walks that isn't affiliated with their gang, they're just hoping it's a woman. But then these two start to get the business. I didn't know she was carrying this shit on their side like this. Because this girl sis pulls out the fucking ray gun. I'm like, okay, what the fuck are we doing? And we got Maru shooting them away like they're a bunch of rodents, and Albert thinks they're bluffing, so he starts calling them out for it. She hits a maneuver, and this nigga Maru, who is this guy? So I didn't think this would be a show with like fighting and boxing like that, so this is why this surprised me. And it's not even like he's just fighting and dodging, like he's flipping on their ass. Climb the fence and hit him with like a Jeff Hardy off the top rope type of roundhouse kick, and then with like the fucking taekwondo handstand kick. Again, the camera angles that they were getting phenomenal. Like this shit visually is so nice, and the colors are so like calm but vibrant at the same time. And I didn't know what type of weapon sis was gonna be carrying, but I didn't think it was gonna be a pocket version of the Wonder Waffle. These kids are destructive. So you were saying something about taking us to heaven? No, that's we would even say, I don't even, like, I don't know what the fuck you're on, but you're gonna take us to where the fuck we gotta be. Time's fucking ticking. She's a criminal. And they affiliate with these guys for a little bit just so they could charge their shit up, and they're heading out. And they're really emphasizing this heaven thing, kind of like Poochie from part 6. And then we pan over to the futuristic kids, and we got Captain America jumping from the 2nd floor, taking no fall damage at all, playing volleyball with himself. So I'm thinking that this facility is just a facility of superhumans. And especially later on through these 2 episodes, there's some Avengers shit going on here. But my theory with it so far, because it seems like these kids in this little dome are starting to get curious on what's on the outside. So they're trying to get outside, and I feel like Maru and sis, they're trying to get inside. And I think that this place that these kids are in is this supposed heaven. But obviously over time they're gonna get curious on what's on the outside because this is all that they know. And so it's like both sides are trying to kind of swap lives and find out what's going on with the I don't know, that's what I think. I feel like that's sort of a good way to look at it. This is where the show started to turn a little bit because Maru and Sis, they pull up to this little motel and we got this mom here. I'm gonna call her Susie. I feel like that's a good motherly name, but she owns this joint. They're paying her to stay the night since she's got like, you know, home cooking. The sun's going down a little, so you know we're dirty. We gotta take a shower. Of course, we gotta freshen up. You know, we've been out, probably smell like shit. We've been marinating in sweat all day. Now, listen, I was actually watching this on this website. I was sort of distraught that I saw someone comment this, so I wanted to let her be, and I wasn't informed going into the show that this was an 18+. I mean, it says PG-13, but I feel like with all the cheeks that I was being shown, this should have definitely been an 18+ sort of situation because I don't think the youngins can really appreciate body scars. You know what I'm saying? Because Sis, she's getting ready to shower and stuff, and she has like scars all over her body, and they're kind of sick. I think that just makes the shit hotter. If you need her to do some damage and get down, like she's willing to take a cut for you, you know? But I see in the comments, 2 comments by this one person. First second before he even saw the body scars, he's like, smash. And then he's like, 2 seconds later, ew, this shit's gross. Nick, you're tripping. You don't know what you're talking about. Listen, I'm not gonna go into detail, but I'm just gonna say she's got it. She's a rough rider. For some reason, she was trying to kiss herself in the mirror. She knows she's got that shit going, so she's infatuated with herself. I don't know. But it's dinner time, and they start talking about this creature that's been on the prowl, and I think mid-episode we saw like a little glimpse of it. It was like this weird looking anteater bird, and they're having a conversation about it with Susie, and they're talking about how they think they could kill it and if she's seen it, this, and then Susie is getting ready to get busy with them. She's really gripping her knife hard, damn near about to break the handle. But see, you gotta feel bad for Maru here because they're having their little dinner. Susie's kind of interrogating them, asking her questions, and she's like, incest is bad, guys. Okay, this is she thinks because he's calling her sis that they're inbreeding and that they're trying to start a new civilization with their kids. And someone cue Marvin's room for this nigga because this is just like beyond disrespectful. She crossed the line. This shit was absurd. She's like, I was sort of an odd job girl back in Tokyo. I was given the assignment to protect this kid. To be honest with you, completely honest, he is nothing to me but an object of my protection. Like, he's really not even anything special to me. Like, sometimes I forget his name. I don't care about this nigga at all. This dude zipped up the jacket like he was getting ready to he was rethinking his whole life. His whole life. See, this is the type of power women have over dudes, especially at this detrimental age of 15. And it's like, they act oblivious. She's like, wait, what are you mad about? Why are you dragging your futon away? You just ruined his life. I'm not sleeping in the same room with this lady. Maru's a better man than me. I would have found whatever man eater they were talking about, and I would have stood there, let him take me away. Cause am I even a man after this? That shit'll probably eat me and spit me out just because I've been violated so many times by this woman. I'm probably tarnished now. But it turns out Susie also laced their food with like melatonin, so then they both head to bed like super easy, and we see this promised Neverland type of demon pull up on her. She's getting ready to go to work on some COD zombie shit, and we're learning as we pan back to the Utopian type of setting, this world is corrupted by some demons and shit like that, sort of like a promised Neverland. And my thing with it, it's like they're so odd looking. When this one kid was drawing his little fish with legs at the beginning, I feel like he is the monster creator. Because you don't just draw a fish with legs like that. It's like he's conjuring up these demons, I think, without even knowing. Because in the next episode, I was predicting they were on some Avengers shit, and then Spider-Girl is here. Because if you look at the way she's gripping on this tree, this is pure stickiness of her hands. She shouldn't be at this angle. So now I'm like, okay, these are all fucking super kids. But then we go back to them. They're trying to fight this, I don't know what it's like a beetle with a bird with a something, man. Even the fight visuals on this shit were looking nice. The movement was very fluid. And Susie Q is out here like trembling, just holding her shotgun. Like, is she gonna shoot the kids or the fucking animal at this point? I don't even know what she's doing. If I'm looking at this demon, I'm not flashing no flashlight at him like this. Maru's ready to fight 24/7. He's on that shit. This girl sis, she was paid to be his bodyguard or whatever. He could fend for himself. She's about to dome the creature, but then Susie intervenes, hits her away, and now she's yelling at the monster to run away. And she's claiming that it's now her son. That her son is now inhabiting the body since this monster went and ate him one day. And there was a big pause here, like a really big pause, to where she actually convinced me that, oh, you know what? Maybe Yuto is inhabiting this creature, and now we got a whole different play of this show. And Maru insists, they're like, you know what, if he's not gonna attack her, we could chill. They were very understanding about it. And Susie's petting the dude and everything. I'm like, okay, we're fine. And as soon as she did this look around, I'm like, okay, her head's in half. That nigga whipped that shit out like we were back in the... I'm not even gonna say it. She didn't even stand a chance. As soon as she did the stereotypical anime turnaround and was like, see you later. I knew it was up. This show artistically is so nice because Maru squares up with this nigga and then we get the black bars on top, like to where it's like a movies type of scene now. And he's dodging this shit like he's been training for this. I still don't understand why he needs a bodyguard. And he grabs this creature's leg. I'm thinking he's about to take him to Suplex City. I deadass thought Maru was gonna lift up this fucking 2-ton creature and slam his ass on his head. He like sends his essence into this thing's body and crushes its heart and kills it from the inside. So he has some power. Maybe Sis has some power too, I don't know. And they're trying to find Tomato Town. We're looking back at the Utopian kids and he's trying to take the Roombas up the pillar to maybe like get a look on the outside or something like that. He's high and he falls dead ass right on his back, gets up like nothing happened. That's why I'm saying these kids are super soldiers. And we also learn that Maru's trying to find his doppelganger and he has to give him a shot to cure him. Like, there are a lot of questions I have, and I feel like they're introducing a lot of different ideas that, like, if executed properly is gonna make for a really good show. And they find this group of people, they're chilling with them. We pan back to these kids in the Utopian. They're sending explicit imagery to like other kids. Like, what is going on? Buddy comes out of the shower, gets a message on his iPad. Message from Mimi Himi. She set up her iPad and sent this man a shower pic. I'm sure head professor would not approve of this shit. Like, there's a lot of different things going on in this show. But then at the end of the episode, we're talking and Maru says, fuck it. She already embarrassed me in front of Susie. She's deceased now. At least the one person that experienced that is not on this planet anymore. He's like, sis, straight up, I like you. And like, I just want to live together with you on a farm. I like you a lot. And this dude commits. He just jumps on top of her and like, he doesn't even, because there's no rules. I'm gonna go for it, and if she doesn't want to, I'm gonna respect her decision and I'm gonna back off. She says that her body is of a woman, but her mind is of a man. So then she's like, oh, okay, I'm a man. Like, that's how I feel. So I don't know if this is like a Yamato situation from One Piece, but whatever she wants to go by is fine. I will say though, that's where I'm caught up with the show. And I really do like the atmosphere of the show so far. I like the characters. There's not necessarily like a direction I see it going right now because there's so many different factors, but I do like what's going, like, it is a fun show to just look at. And don't even get me started with that fucking opening. That shit, oh my gosh, the guitar work in that opening is crazy. It reminds me of like a Tokyo Ghoul opening kind of. That shit gets me excited. But this is a show I definitely plan on finishing, and if people are interested in me doing like a review when the show is completely finished for the first season, I would be open to doing that. But I did just want to talk about it because I did start it and I thought it was worth talking about, because I feel like there are people who didn't hop on the show yet, even though it was discussed a bit for the first couple weeks it was out. So I thought I would just give my opinion on what I'm seeing right now. And yeah, if I were to give it a rating, initial rating right now, I would say it's like an 8.5, because there were parts where even visually, if it was nice to look at, the actual story was a bit boring at times when they're just walking around. But I think that's just like a mood-based thing. But again, it's only 2 episodes in. So for the first 2 episodes of the show, I feel like it's very strong and it shows a lot and there's like a lot of mystery. So it's definitely got my attention and it's like I want to keep watching it. So yeah. But 8.5 so far, and yeah, without further ado, on to the next one, and that's it.